Hello and welcome to Dayspace Online. I'm going to try something a little bit different today. I'm going to try a science experiment. Now, I don't know about you, but when I've been swimming in a swimming pool, and then maybe I've been lucky enough to be on holiday somewhere and I've been swimming in the sea, I've noticed that I can float a lot easier in the sea. So why is this? Well, hopefully this experiment will explain why. So I've got two glasses here and I'm going to fill them both with water from the tap, and I'm going to fill them so they're about the same, but it doesn't really matter. That's not actually the point of the exercise, but everything being equal, that's not too bad. Okay, and using an egg, I'm going to place that in this glass of tap water, and we shall see. I'm going to do it very gently because I don't want to obviously break the egg. Eggs are very precious at the moment, so let's just drop that gently. As expected, the egg has sunk to the bottom of the glass, if you can see that. So that's because the egg is denser than the water that it's been put in, so it's sunk straight to the bottom. Okay, and that's what would happen to us in a swimming pool. If we just let ourselves go, we'd sink to the bottom, wouldn't we? So there you go. Now in this glass here, I'm going to put some salt, and I'm going to put quite a bit, because I have to admit I did this earlier and I only put a little bit of salt in. It didn't quite work. So let's put a bit more in for good measure. Okay, and I've just mixed that around a bit. So there you go, we've got our glass of salty water. All right, now I'm going to put the egg in and we shall see what happens. Again, gently, because I don't want to break it. Now I hope you can see that the egg is floating. You can see, I know that the water is a bit murky because it's got all that salt in it, but it is floating at the top of the glass. And that's because the salt water is helping that egg to float. A bit like when we're in the sea, the salt water in the sea helps us to become more buoyant.
So here's the science. Because the density of the egg is higher than the density of tap water, it sinks. When enough salt is added to the water, the salt water solution's density becomes higher than the egg's. So the egg will then float. The ability of something, like the egg, to float in water or some other liquid is known as buoyancy. So you might be wondering, well, what's in the salt that makes water denser when mixed with it? Well, when salt is added and dissolved in water, it breaks down into something called ions. And the ions are attracted to the molecules in the water. This attraction causes them to bind together and increases the density. Salt water now has more particles in it compared to the original tap water we started with, and this is why the salt water is denser than the tap water.
So thank you for joining me today. I hope that that has given you a little bit of information about why things are more likely to float in salty water. And I hope to see you again very soon. If you want to try this at home, it's really easy to do using products that you should have in your own house. And if you want to show us a video of you doing it yourself, please send it in to us at Dayspace. See you soon. Bye.